Blood Penguin and Turin are up next. And I did just receive that replay recently, so it's hot off the presses. Blood Penguin on his world-famous Empire versus Turin. And I don't know Turin well enough to say what he's world-famous on, but I'm going to assume it's Lizardmen based on its replay. Dear God, Turin loses. All right. GG. Easton Ace 2-0 up because Turin loses. Took 3 of the worst unit in the entire game. Cold One Spear Riders. My hatred of Cold One Spear Riders is legendary. I hate these fucks. I hate them so much. Whenever I take a Cold One Spear Rider, I'm like, oh, but I need anti-large armor-piercing cav. I'm just going to take Cold One Spear Riders. They suck and die. I hate them. If Turin wins this, he's a legend, because I hate that unit, and he has 3 of them. Anyway. For the Lizardmen versus the Empire with the Shredder of Lustria, a Slann Mage Priest of Life with Regrowth and Earthblood, a front line of Skink Cohorts, 3 Skink Skirmishers, and then 3 Feral Cold Ones, 3 Cold One Spear Riders. On the other side, we have Karl Franz with Galmaraz, Reichland Runefang, Stand Your Ground. Jade Wizard with his own Earthblood and Regrowth, a front line of State Troops mixed with Spears and Swords. We do have 2 Outriders, the straight shooty pew-pew variant. 2 Demigryph Knights with Halberds I thought I saw on the loading screen, and then 2 regular Empire Knights. So a lot of armor-piercing anti-large between the Demigryphs and Karl Franz. Karl Franz picked a fight with the Shredder of Lustria. Karl Franz is losing that fight, as the Shield of the Old Ones gives 20% total damage resistance to the Shredder. He's doing just fine. He's going to walk away. Franz took about half his HP in that exchange. Oh, that's why he's running away, because the Demigryph Knights are here. And with Stand Your Ground and Reichland Runefang, they have 58-61 for melee stats, so the Shredder was getting back to some Skink Cohorts and some Skink Skirmisher support. So all these guys are getting poisoned right now, lowering their stats further, and Cold One Spear Riders are coming in to have something to say about this. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Feral Cold Ones and Cold One Spear Riders will team up to fight Empire Knights. This should be a good trade for them. Empire Knights rely heavily on their high armor to stay safe, and even Feral Cold Ones have great armor piercing, so Empire Knights can struggle in this matchup. The Outriders have been taking their day out on the Shredder of Lustria. He is getting a regrowth to compensate for it a little bit, and then these... Oof. This is a bad flank fight for the side of Lizardmen. The other flank they're trying to engage, but Blood Penguin's abandoned it. He's putting all of his resources to his left flank to just win it and give his Outriders somewhere to run. Outriders, being skirmish cav, unlike State Troops, where you have Huntsmen or something, your Huntsmen are pretty much stuck around here, and if you let anybody into that area, they all die. With Outriders, all Penguin needs to do is win one flank. If he can win a flank, he can pull his ranged units out here, and then this can become their new base of operations. And if stuff keeps chasing them, they can pull out here. So he doesn't actually need to hold a position, so all he needs to do is overload one flank and win it. It seems what he's doing. Now his Demigryphs and Franz are all teaming up with these Cold One Spear Riders, and these Cold One Spear Riders and Pro Cold Ones haven't even joined the fight yet. This is largely what he's trying to do, and it's working. Empire's taking a bit of a lead here on the balance of power, though the Shredder of Lustria is still a mighty foe, and it's not all been one-sided. These Skink Skirmishers have been fighting, and the State Troops of the Empire are taking a lot of damage. So is Franz, kind of. He's getting healed up, but he took damage at one point. Shredder's heal cap is within sight as he gets another regrowth. The time is running thin for our big, scaly friend. The Outriders are now trying to do what we talked about before, but some Cold One Spear Riders have rallied, and now their escape path is a little flummoxed. They are still overall pathing this way and leaving the fighting to the Spearmen, the Empire Knights, and the Demigryphs. The Demigryphs are much more inundated in infantry than Blood Penguin wants. This is going to be a bad trade for them overall. They do need to get out of here, because they're just taking so much damage, and so is Franz. That Shredder kicked the shit out of him. The Outriders need space to sit and shoot, and this is also a bit of a disaster. Them getting close to Skink Skirmishers. Skink Skirmishers will way out-trade the Outriders for 400 gold versus 700, and then, you know, infantry versus cav. They'll do amazing. Some Empire Knights are routing off. The Jade Wizard is safe up in the sky, doing his best. Shredder of Lustria is about heal-capped, and Feral Cold Ones are still trying to chase off Empire Knights in the backfield. Poor little horses getting run down by Velociraptors. Skink Cohorts fighting State Troops is the biggest who cares of this entire game, because neither side really wants to win the front line. It's all about the Cav and Shredder versus the Cav and Franz. It's a Cav and single entity fight. Franz is back in again without his buffs up. Okay, I guess he has Gul Maraz, but Penguin, what are you doing, my guy? You're going to lose Franz here. You can't just fight the Shredder without the Demigryphs. Demigryphs are busy trying to peel the Outriders. I get that. One got taken out of the map entirely. Franz is getting a regrowth now. It better be overcast. It is not, so I think he might still be in trouble. Coldland Spear Rider is starting to get in his way, keep him from getting into the sky as the Shredder continues to pursue him. And the Shredder does have those little machine guns on his back, so even if he's not biting Franz, he is going to slowly keep poking Franz by just gadding him in the back. Outriders still trying to find safety as the sheer number of Coldland blank riders are chasing them down. Turin did bring 6 to this fight, so it was tough for the 2 Demigryphs and 2 Empire Knights to really keep these guys safe for too long, and that is really showing. Without the Outrider DPS, also the Shredder of Lustria has been at the same HP for quite a while. Routes off the Demigryph Knights. Things are looking real scary for the Empire. Shredder build, but good. I mean, the Empire has tools to deal with the Shredder. They have war wagons, they have handguns, they have outriders, they have cannons, stuff like that. But Turin's doing a really good job at shutting these things down. The Outriders, they got to yes, they got to sit and shoot for most of the early game, but since the mid game, man, this is the first time these guys have gotten to sit and fire at the Shredder of Lustria. Turin's had them under so much pressure. And does appear to be running out now. As that's one thing we haven't talked about. Turin's Cav has taken a beating for what they've been doing. Even with healing and whatever, we have an almost dead Cold and Spear Rider back here, an almost dead one over there, 1 full health Feral Cold one, and then 2 other almost dead Feral Cold ones. So Blood Penguin, in the end, has mostly cleared the field for his Outriders, mostly being a key word. The remnants of this Cold and Spear Rider paired with those King Skirmishers did kill off a nearly full health Outrider, and that's a terrible loss for the Empire. Franz has received some healing since we last checked in on him, though he is still honestly in a fragile state. With only 2,700 HP, that is 4 Shredder melees from death. So he needs to stay safe, he needs to back off. And these 400 gold Skink Skirmishers, I've been singing their praises for the last 3 or 4 streams in a row. These guys are amazing. And again, I learned about them in a new player tournament. Someone was taking them. I'm like, you know what, that looks good. I started trying them myself. They are an auto-include in so many builds. They just function as a nice little archer unit for very, very cheap, and then they can turn into a melee unit if you really need them to. But both Outriders have been pushed off by Skink Skirmishers, buying that Shredder more time to turn around. And how did the Life Wizard end up here? Oh my goodness, friend, you need to run. You need to run for your life. As the Shredder waddles into him, this little Pegasus caster needs to get up in the sky, but he does appear to be stuck and just getting shot perpetually. Balance of power is getting closer to army losses. The Demigryph Knights are shattered by these Feral Cold ones, and Franz is trying to kill those guys off. Lifecaster gets into the sky. He is going to get away far enough that he should rally. He will be fine. Outriders have rallied on the sides. What are they doing? 25 and 28 out of 60 for model count. Their DPS is less than halved. For the Lizardmen, the Shredder is healthy enough to still do some serious work in this game. The Salon Mage Priest is just fine, and their Skink Skirmishers, while running out of ammo, can be turned into chaff units. But that is about it. Their Skink cohorts around the map are mostly gone. I don't see even a lot of unit flags for Feral Coldlands or Coldland Spear Riders, so it is really this Feral Coldland is the last cavalry that they have. For the Empire, though, it's not like they have Demigryph Knights running around. Their last cavalry are both of the extremely wounded Outriders. And Feral Cold ones, plus the Shredder of Lustria's Poison Darts, will push those guys off the map. The edge is right there. They'll get going. Franz looks to be getting a terror out on some Skink Skirmishers. Maybe he'll pull the Outriders in for some melee. No, he's too worried about their limited HP pools. Instead, he's just going to try and kite the Feral Cold ones for a little bit. Only 10 volleys of ammunition left on a mostly dead Outrider. It's not a lot. There's a regrowth for Franz. And I think this might come down to a Hail Mary Franz killing the Shredder of Lustria. Because if he kills the Shredder, he can win the whole game. It's not guaranteed, but he can. For now, the Empire is trying to get more time to heal up Franz. They will pick off any Skink cohorts in the distance. And the Lizards should probably recoalesce around the Shredder, do their own dose of just Earthblood spam on their cheap units, but mostly to make sure Franz and the Jade Wizard can't keep doing this, right? Where he tries to pick off something that's not near the Shredder at all. How'd that Jade Wizard escape? Because he's a Chad. Skink GF. Alright, the Outriders plus Franz doing a number on these Feral Cold ones, though Cold-Blooded is stopping them from rampaging back into Franz, and then an Earthblood will try and heal them up enough they can get back to this area. The Lizardmen have finally gotten everybody they can around the Shredder of Lustria. They have 2 Skink Skirmishers who are out and about, but they'll be joining up soon. I think they're also just trying to harass these Outriders. Because that is a little bit of a catch-22. If you fully... Oh my god, Franz is in. Never mind. Never mind what I was saying. It doesn't matter. This is the whole game. Franz is in. He's popped all of his buffs. He is in to kill the Shredder of Lustria. The Jade Wizard is also joining into the fight to maybe try and distract a little bit. And Franz's buffs also apply to these little spearmen on the ground. Franz is terror-outing off a whole bunch of skinks. Maybe even the Feral Cold One's going to go soon. But the Shredder has 2 times his HP. Almost. When those buffs wear off, Franz is going to be in trouble. I don't know if he'll be able to get out of this blob and cycle charge effectively. There goes Stand Your Ground. It's over. He does take a big chunk of damage, but the Shredder of Lustria is starting to get a little low on leadership. Fighting back against Franz in the distance. The Outriders are peeled off by the Skink Skirmishers. There's no more fire support for the Empire. Franz is taking big damage and a regrowth onto the Jade Wizard because Franz is heal capped. What are you going to heal? But Franz is kicking the Shredder's ass. It's routing, but oh my god, so is Franz. 0 leadership. Gets back up to 9, gets back up to 20. He's less than 2,000 HP. He's less than 1,500 HP. He's at 1,300, and these skinks and the Slan and the Feral Cold Ones are trying to hit him as the Shredder goes away. An Earthblood out for all these units, but the Shredder is also heal capped like Franz, so it can't get shit. And the Jade Wizard rockets out of the blob fight to chase down that Shredder. He can't let it come back, but can Franz even win this by himself? He's getting so low. 1,100 HP, and it is dipping. Skink Skirmishers are around. They're coming back to hang out. Some spearmen are trying to rally to their Emperor's aid. Balance of power is coming back towards the middle as the Jade Wizard continues to chase off the Shredder of Lustria. And he has enough balance of power to make it so. He's not worried about that whatsoever. Foe Seekers pop for Franz to try to get him back into the sky. And if Franz can get out into the sky, I think the Empire probably have this game because the Shredder is going to be gone. And these skinks don't put out too much DPS. A lot of Lizardman balance of power is on a very healthy Slan, which he's not a good melee combatant. So all of a sudden, I would say the Empire's in the lead here, despite the balance of power. Franz comes in for a rear charge, gets a big chunk on those Feral Cold Ones. And there it is. Shield the Old Ones, giving all these guys a little bit more leadership and damage resistance, and the Slan trying to charge into Franz. Even with only 24 melee attack, he can maybe get 1 or 2 spicy little hits in. And Franz is mortal. He's not unbreakable or anything, so being surrounded, being poisoned, and being smacked by a giant magic frog might have a bit of an effect on your leadership. Spearmen fulfill the attacking rule for the Empire while Franz gets up into the sky. And he comes back in for another cycle charge. He's officially below 1,000 HP and lands into a metric shit ton of skinks. Can their leadership hold? Can they do it? The Empire has no more chaff to protect them, and Franz's HP is all that matters, so I will just hover over him. His unit card is on the left-hand side. Reichland Runefang and Gal Miraz are back down once again. Sub 900 there we go. Sub 900 HP and falling. His leadership so far is fine, but it is getting buffed up by the Reichland Runefang for a little bit. And the Jade Wizard starting to come back, but the Shredder rallies! The Shredder rallies because the Jade Wizard was needed elsewhere! He's coming to offer a little bit of support to Franz, and I guess Blood Penguin's saying the Shredder is too far away to matter for the rest of this game regardless, so might as well do it. Earthblood out for Franz, not that it matters, he was already heal capped, he's 600 HP and falling, but his leadership somehow is remaining stalwart. Skink Skirmishers are starting to rout, and the nearby allies routing might cause a chain reaction. Feral Cold One's hanging in there, Skink Skirmishers hanging in there for now. Franz is 500 HP, he gets big hits onto the Slan. More Skinks are starting to tear out, and the Shredder is coming. He's like, I'm coming, Dad! Just hold on. Franz is 240 HP. His leadership is chilling. 140. It's getting low, but he's beating the shit out of the Slan, and that's making his leadership just vibe. And he holds. He's back up to 47 leadership at this low of HP. The Slan terror outs. I didn't even know that they could terror out. I kind of assumed they were ITP. I don't think they should be, but like I assumed. Now he's going to naturally route from this guy being behind him. Army losses is closing in, and the Shredder's just trying to get here and do something as Franz's HP is pathetically low. Feral Cold Ones are back, and they're going to get rear attacks onto him as he tries to run away from the Feral Cold Ones. He's running close to the Shredder, but the Shredder routes, you fucking coward! You get back here! This Slan needs you! Franz is at 0 HP! He's dead! Franz is dead! The Slan's totally gonna rally. The Feral Cold Ones are back in it. Skinks are back in it. They all just need to peel the Jade Wizard. Oh, but he gets into the sky because of course he does. Blood Penguin lands him again because you have to. Attacking rules and whatnot. He can't just fly like a scumbag. That's gentleman's agreement we have here. And the Jade Wizard is mobbed by Velociraptors and Skinks. His leadership's at 3, but the Shredder officially shatters. -2 leadership. He's starting to rout. Dewey's fine. He's chilling, but he's got no damage. He can't do it! There's no one to save him! There's no one to help him! And that is a Lizardmen victory if I've ever seen one. The balance of power is the most fraudulent thing you've ever seen. The Lizardmen do it in an absolute fucking banger.
I was abducted by the RDA. Now that I'm free, I'll fight for Pandora.
Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, available now.
PlayStation.
Let's go, dude. That's a game. That's a game right there. Very well played to both players. Turin keeping his cool. Make me eat my word about the Cold One Spear Riders, as none of them paid for themselves. Never mind, I don't regret shit. I'm a genius. Wait, are they 1,100 or 1,000 flat? If they're 1,000 flat, oh boy, one paid for itself. That was nuts. That was nuts. Feral Cold Ones did great. They hung on. Skink Skirmishers did fantastically. Skink Cohorts also did very, very well. On the other side, for Blood Penguin, Karl Franz, 3,900 value, tried to put the game on his back. That was Turin. This is MTK's Turin. This is Espanol Turin. Not the Turin you know. Demigryph Knights did fine. They did okay. They didn't pay for themselves, but they tried their best. Outriders got insane value, not enough to overcome the healing, and the state troops did great. That was game 2. How do you come back from that? Like how do you calm back down? You're like, all right, let's cast another game. Let's cast a game that's not that game. Roar.
Subscribe, yes, yes.